Hello everyone! Welcome to a art studio vlog. This is going to be my second to last one in this art studio space since I'm moving from LA to Portland to be with my family. But I am excited to share with you what my studio right now looks like before I move. One, to preserve it in my mind, but also to share it with you because I find it interesting to look at other artists' studio spaces. You'll see that later on in the vlog. Anyway, so I'm painting a couple of my favorite things about LA, but I thought it would be a good time to share some of my favorite stories while I've been living in LA. I think some of my favorite things about LA are that basically you could hike year-round here, which I love hiking. One of my favorite places is Griffith Park. It's really close by, so my fiance and I often will walk up there, and one time we were walking our regular trail and decided to walk around like this, what we found out was a old abandoned dump in the backside of Griffith Park area, and we walked up to like this really beautiful park. I think it's called Amir's Park, and this guy had built like this garden up there, and I remember that there was a horseback rider just leaving, which I thought was really cool. And then at the end of the trail, or what we thought was the trail, there was like this really steep incline into the parking lot where we had parked, and we had to like scramble down this pathway, and we look at it afterwards and it was actually the trail, but I definitely would not recommend it. I feel like it was basically like you're sliding down a hill. Like it wasn't really an actual trail. It was more like for, quote, more adventurous people or something. I don't know. But it was a wild time. I really appreciate that we get to do that here, that it's not like bad weather or anything during the winter. It's pretty mild. So that is something that I'm definitely going to miss in our new space. Another thing that I'm going to miss is getting fruit from fruit vendors. It sounds so small, but there's just so many in LA, and especially when like mangoes are in season. I love getting mangoes and lime, and like sitting in a park reading or like sketching. And one of my favorite places to do that is like Echo Park, or I really like Barnsdale Park. It's right by us, and it's such a cool park, actually right by Frank Lloyd Wright house, which is really a really cool house. Like his iconography is really fun around the sides of it. But there was one time that we went to go picnic there, and I remember that this lady brought her bunny rabbit, and it was just like kind of, I think she just let it loose and it was hopping around, and there were like a ton of dogs around. I was really worried for its safety, but it ended up being okay. The bunny rabbit didn't get eaten that day, at least, so that was cool. I'm gonna miss that, and I'm excited to come back and picnic there again, but definitely going to miss that we can't just walk there. Though I do want to say that our new place in Portland just has so many parks, so I'm excited to go walk to parks and potentially meet some new dogs and potentially humans attached to those dogs. Another thing that I'm going to miss about LA is actually, I don't know, just like the idea that you could go to the ocean or the beach. It's not like I really go that often. Honestly, I don't think I've gone in the last year, but there was one summer where my friend and I tried to convince ourselves that we loved surfing. So we got, the foam Wavestorm surfboards, and we went before work at like 6 or 5 a.m. depending on when the sun rose, and then we would paddle out and try to catch some waves. And I just remember that I had a lot of anxiety about paddling out. I think just waiting for the waves is kind of fun, but trying to battle the waves to get into the lineup is so scary. I feel like looking back at it now, I'm like, lady, I don't think you liked surfing. You kind of just like the idea of it. So it's just funny how you grow and realize like what you like and what is just kind of the thing that you think you should like. I don't know if that made any sense. Another thing that I'm really going to miss is KTown. It's Koreatown. We call it KTown. There's just so much good food, and karaoke. There's always a good time with karaoke. Obviously with COVID, I haven't done it in like probably 2 years or 3 years, but with my coworkers, we would go, or like with friends, and you'd just get like some drinks and start jamming. I always had like a little karaoke list on my phone. Let's see, do I have it right now? What is on there? But I feel like anything like in the Lord wheelhouse is good. Yeah, let's see. Okay, wait. Find Me Somebody to Love by Queen. I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. I don't know why Stay is on here from Rihanna. I feel like that's kind of a hard song to sing. Not Unusual, like the Carlton song. Hakuna Matata, classic. I feel like anything in the Disney realm is good, but you might not be able to sing it, but everybody else knows it, so it's okay. Also, oh yeah, Zombie by the Cranberries is a really fun song to sing. I feel like if you have like lots of feels, it's a good time. What else? Yeah, there's a lot. I think I created this list when A Star Is Born was popping out, and I put Shallow on here too. Yeah, karaoke I'm gonna miss. The good food of KTown I'm definitely gonna miss. Definitely friends. I am so gonna miss my friends. Doing game nights with them, barbecues, picnics, just seeing people. That's definitely something that I'm gonna feel sad about. Another thing about LA that I'm gonna miss is all the really retro-y restaurants around here. So there's Musso and Frank's, which you've probably seen in a lot of movies. I would highly recommend going if you ever make your way to LA, because it is a quintessential LA experience. And also it has the cutest interiors, and also the food's really good. It is quite pricey, but I do think it's worth it. There's also another place called the Smokehouse, which is in Burbank, I think. It's over the hill, and that is really cool. It's by like the CBS studios, and they have like this really good cheesy garlic bread that I swear has like Cheeto dust on it, and it is so good. They're really known for that, but it's also a steakhouse. I don't eat steak, but I go there for the bread. And it is delicious. And it's also like a very old Hollywood establishment. Another place that I would recommend for like the old Hollywood vibe is Thai, Taix. It's a French restaurant. And it's just so good, and it's very like old Hollywood booths, and I'm really gonna miss that vibe. Definitely gonna come back and experience it, but it's just not gonna be the same. Oh, last one is Tam O'Shanter, which is in Glendale area, and that's one of my favorites. Walt Disney was said to like go there for lunch, and it's existed since like the 20s when it was on like this dirt road. So it has a lot of history. I wouldn't say the food's very good, and during COVID the ambiance wasn't super great. So I don't know if it's gotten better, but it's a very cute place to check out. Yeah, I'm gonna miss those places. But like I said, I'll be back to experience them at some point. What else? Oh, another thing that I'm gonna miss is the sunsets. I feel like even through my kitchen window, I just see beautiful sunsets every day. And I'm really, really gonna miss that. I think we're gonna still see some sunsets in Portland, but I feel like the overcastness is really gonna make it a little bit different. So yeah, I mean, I feel like this whole this whole blurb of me talking is just like, oh, I'm gonna miss LA so much, but I'm really excited for moving though. I feel like it's gonna be a fun time being close to my sibs and experiencing a new city. So I don't want you to think that I'm like, ooh, super down on like moving. I am, but it's more just I'm appreciating these things and realizing how good I have it, and also just, recording the cool things that I like, so then that way I know to come back to it. You also know that these things are cool, so when you come to LA, you can experience them as well. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I guess I should talk about what I'm drawing here too. So I really like the birds of paradise. I don't know if you know, but the birds of paradise are the official flower of Los Angeles. So I took this photo of like a mid-century modern building with some birds of paradise outside blooming, and I thought I would just draw it to kind of like encapsulate that LA vibe and feel for me. And then on the other page is a picture I took on a hike of the Griffith Observatory. Matt and I take that hike a lot, and I just wanted to capture that look. I feel like when you do things a lot, you don't like really appreciate it. And I think the good thing about drawing is that you end up appreciating it as you make each mark and kind of think about the composition and the colors. Who knows, maybe I'll make this into some kind of postcard or something or other, but for now, I think I'm going to kind of pause my shop since I'm going to be moving. I don't want to make it more stressful for myself, so I'll probably be doing that in a couple days. But yeah, that's why nothing has really gone up on my shop. I don't want to do like a shop update and then have to close it like immediately after. So look for that probably next month. I'm so sorry that I haven't done that yet. That's kind of the update. I'm gonna leave you to enjoy some tunes, but I'll be back to show you around my studio via a voiceover. So I'll see you then. Hello and welcome to a art studio tour. Woo! Right now we're seeing the desk portion, quote desk. This is also my dining room, so that is where I do most of my work, both for my job and also for my art. I have some colored pencils there. There's also a salt and pepper shaker on the other side because it is a double duty desk. I'm really excited for the new space where I will actually have my own desk and not have to clear it for dinner, but that is the desk. There's also a section in the corner for like some books and some of my supplies, and also my little shop. I keep kind of in a IKEA organization tool. There's a bunch of barrettes and some of the postcards that are in stock in that little drawer. I find it quite helpful. Potentially I might get another one. And then there is also a bookshelf with some of my favorite books. On top of the bookshelf, I have my Chinese money plant, Pilea peperomioides. And then right by there is a window with an AC unit that I kind of like close the curtains on because it gets quite bright sometimes. And my plants and I appreciate that. There's also a chandelier. In our lease, we had to say that we weren't going to remove any of these. So I think that the people who own this building actually collect different lights and lamps. This is another one of my plants. This is I don't know. I just call it a shamrock. Yeah, and my Pilea peperomioides. A lovely, lovely plant. A good time. Going wild. And then this is my spider plant, which is having a lot of little babies right now. I looked it up. I think it's probably getting way too root bound and I probably need to change the pot, but I'll do that when it gets to the new place. That is my Monstera addisoni. It has gone through some rough times, but I'm definitely gonna keep it. Just love it. It's a good plant. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.